This, obviously. How do I stare at myself? Wait, guys. This is my first time going live on YouTube, and I don't know what I'm doing. So you've helped me with learning Blender. Literally, it's so. Oh my God! Thanks. I really appreciate that. Now, I am supposed to be on this live trying to create a Chrome type logo on Blender, and I use Adobe Illustrator too, but I'm using OBS, and I don't know if I can like stare at myself and the stream at the same time or what. But let me open Adobe though. Hold on, give me a sec. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. You know what? I'm just going to open my live on my phone so I can know what's going on there. But this comment by, I don't know how to say your name, Aaron. Like those type of comments really be motivating me because I literally have like imposter syndrome, and I think that I really suck. Like, so yeah. And also, should I start making Adobe Illustrator videos? Because in most of my Blender tutorials, I use Adobe Illustrator. And I don't know if a lot of people know how to use it. Okay, so usually when you open Adobe Illustrator, it'll open this like random artboard, and you can edit the artboard and make it bigger or smaller depending on the aspect ratio that you want to use. I usually do the Instagram aspect ratio, the longer one, like 1080 by 1350. But for the purposes of this tutorial, or this live, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the YouTube aspect ratio, which is 1080 by 1920. Really? You think, honestly, I feel like everything is hard when you first start out. For me, Illustrator, like creating the stuff on Illustrator is so much easier than creating everything on Blender. Like I just like to do like half on Illustrator and then as like my base and then go on Blender for the rest. So you guys are interested in Adobe Illustrator tutorials. Got it. Alright, so I just changed the aspect ratio for my artboard by editing the artboard. And now, I'm not really sure what type of chrome type logo I want to make. Usually, I just go on Pinterest and I look for inspiration. Or, you know, I can just go on my Instagram and look at all the stuff that I've made before. But I'm tired of my own ish, so I'm gonna go on Pinterest and I'm gonna look up chrome type logo. I'm really feeling like a tribal, I don't know, like Y2K chrome type tribal logo. Just put all the freaking adjectives on there. But I promise, like, Illustrator, once you learn how to navigate the basic tools, it should be pretty easy. I'm kind of feeling this. And by the way, we're just using this as inspiration. We're not gonna like copy somebody else's stuff. You know what I mean? Yo, fun fact, when I first started doing 3D design, I would just like, obviously, so I could follow the tutorial, I would just like go ahead and copy somebody else's logo because I'm really just trying to learn the skill. And I started uploading that stuff to Instagram. But like, mind you, this is when I literally first started. Like, I was just doing shit, right? Like, I wasn't like purposely trying to steal somebody's stuff. I should move this over. And then the artist found me on Instagram because I guess that was literally like the first ever Instagram post that went on the explore page for me. So I guess he saw it and he's like, he had like way more followers than me. I had like 100 followers and he had like 10K or whatever. And then he started harassing me through the DMs and like he sent all his goons to attack my page. And I just took it down because I'm like, I can't deal with this. Like, he's like, it's not fair that you're making money off of this, blah, blah. Mind you, I'm not making money off of anything. I literally just am learning Blender. So, by all means necessary, don't copy anybody's shit, even if it's like practice, because then you're not going to be able to post it because they might send their goons to your Instagram page to harass you. So yeah, don't do that. And I also use Photoshop a lot to edit my pictures after I render them on Blender because I feel like it makes it look better. Ooh, should we make a backwards? Now, when it comes to like famous logos like this, you can copy those because everybody knows that's not your shit, right? Okay, I got my inspo. I'm just gonna edit my artboard and then copy and paste my artboard so it can add a separate artboard, so I can put my inspiration there and I don't have to put it on the actual artboard that I'm using. You do the best tutorials. Actually, cool shit, not just basic stuff. Oh, I appreciate the tutorials. Oh my god, guys, you guys are really nice, actually. Thank you. Like, I learned everything that I know on Blender, on YouTube. So I feel like that really helped me, explain things, because I didn't like go to design school and I don't know all the technical terms and whatnot. So when I was looking for tutorials on Blender, a lot of the time, like on YouTube about Blender, a lot of the times it's like people will just post their workflows and then they'll just put music in the background, and then you have to like strain your eyes looking at what the hell they're doing with their mouse. And low-key, I kind of hate tutorials like that. So when I started making videos for my channel, I was like, I should make a step-by-step type of tutorial, because that's exactly the type of tutorial that I was looking for. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make a Y2K Chrome type whatever logo. So the main things about these logos is that they have sharp lines, as you can see, and they have shapes and whatnot. So the first thing I like to use on my Adobe is this pen tool. As you can see, I have a Windows computer, so you can press P on your keyboard, or you can just press the pen. And I'm just gonna use it. I'm gonna add a stroke, which is the name that Adobe Illustrator uses for outlines, and then I'm gonna remove the fill. And as you can see, you can just use it. I use an external mouse, and you can just use it to make various shapes. I'm just making a random shape so you guys could see. But you do have to connect it with the initial point that you made in order for it to be fillable. So I'll fill it. You can see if I don't connect it, it's not gonna fill. Shell said, I've been watching you for a while, but the Chrome Grills was my favorite. I literally, so far, nobody does what you do. I have a VHS in my watch later tab. I can't wait to start it this weekend. Oh, thank you. Yeah, people be gatekeeping. I'm not gonna lie. People be gatekeeping, like, especially with that whole Chrome Grills thing. I literally had to make up that technique, like. And the VHS effect video that I made is like, I literally love using it. I was like obsessed with putting a VHS effect on everything when I first found that out. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with an abstract shape to start off my logo. Just feel free to do whatever you want to do with this. I think that's better. And right now I'm on the selection tool, so that's why I can move things around. But when you click on the direct selection tool, now you can directly select, like the name suggests, individual points within the shape that you just made. And if a point is too harsh for you, you can like curve it out with the direct selection tool, as you see I'm doing now. Because I feel like the tribal logos are all about like sharp lines and then like curves too at the same time. It's not going to pop up for all the points. I don't know the actual science behind what points you can curve and what not, and what points you can't. What vibe should I go for today, guys? Like, I'm really into pop culture, so a lot of the times I like to make pop culture references in my posts. I don't know what I should do with this one, but I made another shape and I'm going to the direct selection tool and adjusting it. And I'm just going to change the color for all the shapes because it's just easier to see that way. Ooh, this looks kind of good. And right here on the properties panel is where you can adjust whatever you made on on Illustrator. So you can adjust the appearance, say, hey, the color and the stroke. You can adjust the dimensions. And within the dimensions tab, you can flip things horizontally and vertically. So with these tribal things, it's all about the symmetry, so that really comes in handy. I'm like obsessed with that song by Lauryn Hill's Kid. Like, I literally had it in my head all day. Yeah, I want it to look like that. Does anybody know what song I'm talking about? I don't even know the name of it. It has like a really long name. Okay, so I've been using the pen tool, and on Illustrator there's also a different kind of pen tool. It's called the curvature tool, and instead of giving you straight lines, it'll obviously give you curves. So this is really good when you're tracing over like logos and stuff for like your clients that have a lot of curves, and it's way more precise than the pen tool. This is the base I have. I don't know what else I should make. I'm just gonna make a random curve and see where it takes me. No, I'm just gonna bring this all the way over here. That was a fail. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna copy and paste this and then go to the transform side of the properties panel and flip it over so that we can get an idea of what this is gonna look like as a whole piece. I feel like maybe I should do something like this. And maybe put something in the middle. At one point, I was literally obsessed with adding hearts to my stuff. So I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that now, but I'm just gonna trace it over just in case. And I'm just gonna use the pen tool to start it off, and the curvature tool to trace over the curves. There is a shortcut to go back and forth from the pen tool and the curvature tool, but I just don't remember what it is right now. And that's another reason why I want to stay on Windows when it comes to design, because I really don't want to learn the shortcuts to anything anymore. Like, I just want to use the shortcuts that I already know. Alright, it looks kind of lopsided on some sides, but it doesn't have to be perfect, because on Blender, we're going to fix everything. And you see how this has like many points to it? You can lessen the points by right-clicking your mouse and going to simplify. Oh, sometimes it messes up. Going to simplify, and it has 11 points. You can make it less. And now it's like a simpler shape. And I feel like the less vertices, the better for Blender. Yeah, I wasn't feeling that all the way at the bottom. Maybe something like this. And another good shape that you can make on Adobe Illustrator is that little twinkle shape that people use on everything. Literally, I'll use it on everything. And the way you make it is super simple. Like, you just want to switch over to the ellipse tool and make a circle. You see how I can do it like this? In order to make like a perfect circle, you just have to press shift on your keyboard while selecting the ellipse tool. And then you go to FX, you go to distort and transform, and then you go to pucker and bloat and slide it to pucker, and that's literally it. But just beware, if you want to take it over to Blender and you leave it just like this, it's gonna come out as a circle. So you have to go to object and expand the appearance of it so that it could show up on Blender. Anyways, back to the design that I'm kind of hating right now. Maybe something like this. I think it's this right here. I feel like I need something over here to add like a V, because we just want like an overall V shape. No. change the color. Hold on, I'll check my phone real quick. Something like this. I don't know. If you go to align and you click all the objects that you want to align together, you can align them to like the center and the bottom and all that stuff. And sometimes when I'm making, like you see how I made two individual objects here, I just want them to be one object. So I click both of them and then I go to the Pathfinder and I click on Unite, and then that'll just make it one object. And that way I can also go to the direct selection tool and fix the edges, like if I want them to be more round. Like here, I just feel like it makes it look better. I don't know, is this looking tribal Y2K-ish or what? The heart is throwing me off. I think the heart is really throwing me off. Like I want to put something else on there. Maybe I could put this. I feel like design is all about like trial and error. Like you're gonna make a whole bunch of bad stuff before you make something good, basically. This is kind of nice. I'm kind of feeling this. Alright, I'm kind of feeling this, but oop. Also, feel free to leave in the comments what kind of videos you guys want to see from me. I feel like I say this in every video, but it's like so hard to come up with an idea that is actually good for YouTube. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's like the hardest freaking part. Honestly, this kind of looks like the Trinity or something. Should I bring this up? I kind of like it down. Oh yeah, and also if you want to bring things forward or backward in terms of layers, like the order of the layers, you can press Shift, Control, and then the bracket on your keyboard. Or you could also just go to layers, and as you can see, this is the layer that I'm working with right now, and I could just bring it all the way to the bottom. That does take longer though. And within the layers panel, obviously you can hide the layers, and also you can also lock them so that you're not able to move them in the artboard. Okay, I feel like there's a lot going on at the top, but nothing going on at the bottom. Like, should we just bring this down? Something like that. I feel like low-key that's better. And I'm just gonna extend it by clicking it with the selection tool and then sliding it over. But now they're literally uneven, so. But honestly, things do not have to be perfect. Like the little details that you think everybody notices, nobody notices. Even when I like worked with bigger companies, they really don't know 3D design. They're just, you know what I mean? They're just judging off vibes and budget, basically. I really want this little thing right here to be round. Another way to make things round is by clicking on the vertices and then clicking the curvature tool. Oh, that didn't work. What's going on? Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna just fix it on Blender. Forget I even said that. It usually works though. Looking back at my inspo, as you can see, it's different, but it's still the same vibe. There's something throwing me off about this. Maybe it's the rotation. It is. This looks like super angelic. And I wasn't actually going for that. But whatever. I really not sure if I'm feeling the heart. Maybe I want to add some text. Alright, so the way you add text on Adobe Illustrator is by going over here to the type tool and just click on it. It's gonna start off with lorem ipsum text and blah blah blah. Now I don't know what type I want to add on there, but I have a whole bunch of different fonts. I get most of my fonts for free on dafont.com. I kind of want to like do like a goopy vibe. Does anybody, I kind of want to make another post about Real Housewives of Potomac. Does anybody watch that show? I actually have to watch the reunion. I haven't watched it yet, so. Although I've seen the clips online. About it. I just want to say that I'm so happy that Robin got fired. Because she literally sucks. Like, she just lets her man dog her out. Like, I just hate witnessing it. You know, like, if your man is going to cheat on you, like, let that be your business. Like, I don't understand why we got to be involved in it. And even if it's everybody's business because you're on a reality TV show, if he dogs you out and we know about it, fine. But we don't have to know that you're weak and that you can't leave that man for some reason. Like, I don't want to go through that whole roller coaster of emotions with you. Like, And trust me, I've literally been, I don't know, I feel like as a woman, I don't know if this is like a universal female experience, but at one point or another, you will get dogged out by a man. Because, I don't know, we're vulnerable to that kind of stuff. I don't know what freaking font I want to use. I just went through the whole list, and I don't even know what I want to say either. Should I make it political? No, I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, as a woman, I feel like at some point in your life you got dogged out by a man, and that's fine because the way society's set up, it's just set up for us to fall for that type of situation. But only let it happen once. Like, don't be over here getting dogged out by every man that you talk to. Like, at some point it becomes your fault. I might have to go with the heart, guys. I might have to just go with the heart. Alright, I'm gonna go with the heart. Let's take this over to Blender, I think. Alright, so now that you're done with your design, you don't have any text. You already converted this or expanded the appearance for this twinkle that you did earlier. So everything's pretty much ready to go for Blender. You just have to make sure that you file, export, and then export it as an SVG. And press OK. And now we can go to Blender. Okay. My Blender file is already pre-set up. Usually it just comes like this with a square in the middle. But you want to go ahead and go to File, Import SVG, and import the file that you just saved. Wait, that's not even the file I saved. Wait, did I even save this file? What the hell? I probably saved it in the wrong folder. Alright, hold on. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, so it's usually like super small. You're just gonna press RX90 on your keyboard to rotate its axis, and then S to make it bigger. As you can see, it's very flat. It's giving pre-BBL era. So the first things that I like to do is join the objects that I know are going to have the same material. So these two things are going to have the same material. These two things are going to have the same material. These two things as well. I think everything is joints. Alright, so now I can start. Oh, I also like to place the center of the geometry. The center of the origin. Basically, this thing right here that you can see, that's part of the UI of Blender. It's either going to be in the center of the object or it's not. So you can place that in the center by going to set origin to geometry, like I did earlier. Then I go to the data object properties tab and I click extrude. I'm gonna do it to everything, and then I'm just gonna adjust this later. Brief intermission. Okay, so back to this. Everything's all thickiana right now. So I'm gonna adjust the thickness now to what I really actually want it to be. And it's never this thick. So we're gonna do like 0.04. Within the extrude tab. This is good, right? This is a good amount of thickness. And then the heart, I want it to be thicker than everything else, but just not this thick though. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't. Oh, I did. Okay. Alright, so the next thing we have to do is add some more puffiness and whatnot to this. You see how it's all flat and the edges are all hard? We can smooth the edges out. But first, before you even do that, I have to convert every object into a mesh. Hey. You ordered the Little Caesars thing?
I mean, not just for the thing, but like, Little Caesars customer service is really fucking shitty.
Oh, you ordered online?
I took a risk.
Which was what?
What was the risk?
Yeah.
Little Caesars, or at least the one